So we were at the gym today and a guy asked me, what do you think about Muhammad Ali? And I said, I don't know. I know you had one of his shirts on a week ago and I wanted to ask you what the fuck you had his shirt on for. You know, and he's like, oh, you don't think he's like a cultural icon? I go, I don't think anybody's a cultural icon. You know what I mean? You know, he's like, really? I go, yeah, I think Muhammad Ali's a douchebag. I go, what did he ever do for you? What did he ever do for anybody? Who did he inspire? He inspired young black kids to act like Conor McGregor before Conor McGregor was a thing. You know, he was a prick. He was arrogant. You know, he was an arrogant prick. Nothing about that is leadership material. Nothing about that is humble. Nothing about that. I don't know. Maybe I'm counterculture, I guess, but I think Muhammad Ali's a douchebag. There's a lot of dead people and people that they celebrate, like Bob Marley. You know, if Bob Marley was, you know, like I do believe he was murdered. I don't believe he was. I mean, I like him more than Muhammad Ali. You know, he had 3 songs out of 600, you know, and he's got 400 family members copying his songs, and not one of them can come up with a hit on their own, you know. Same thing with Jim Morrison, you know. The guy was a fucking space cadet, you know. I don't see any. Janis Joplin, she was nothing great about her, you know what I mean? Like, well, she died eating a sandwich, whatever, or that's Mama Cass or whatever. I don't know. I don't fall in. I just, you know, it's like Kurt Cobain. What did he ever do other than rip his bandmates off when they got famous and say he wanted 75% of the publishing? He married some pig. You know what I mean? That's how smart he was. You know, could have had anybody in the world. He chose that. He chose that. You know, geez. You know, I don't know. I don't really think much of cultural icons. You know. I don't really think much of the Beatles anymore. You know, oh, there's a new Beatles song now. Oh, wow, it doesn't even sound, it completely sounds like it's a bunch of bullshit. It doesn't sound like John Lennon at all. It sounds like somebody singing on an answering machine. Ringo Starr's like, hey, mate, why would we lie and say if it wasn't him? Because you guys worship money, and you're probably, the way you guys spend money, you're probably out of money. You know what I mean? You know, like, I don't know. I don't think much of famous people. You know, I could go on and on. People, oh, you're bitter or whatever. No, I'm just giving you my opinion. I don't think Muhammad Ali's worth a fuck. You know, he's dead. What's the matter, anyways? You know what I mean? He's dead. You know, just like when I die, what's it gonna matter? You know. I'm not arrogant enough to think of, you know, oh, build a legacy. A legacy of what? You know what I mean? Like, how about you make a difference in people's lives now instead of worrying about what a conceited fucking thing that even is. You know, worry about what people think about you when you die. You know, like, who gives a fuck? I'm going to be dead. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care what people think of me now. All I care about is I'm hoping that somebody or someone or people listen to some of the shit I say, and it might strike a chord with them, and then go, oh, this guy seems to be pretty sincere about this shit. He doesn't really give a fuck, and he's pretty honest about his struggles, you know. I'm not building a legacy. I have no illusions. Even if I was famous, I have no illusions of people listening, or even if we were going to be here for another 400 years, I have no illusions of Martians opening up artifacts and going, hey, there's Brian Frumps. Yeah, he was a drug addict and he got his shit together and he was trying to inspire people. Oh, groundbreaking. I'm not building a legacy. Whatever I'm building it now, and I'm hoping that it, you know, gets somebody off their ass and they catch fire and they do something with their lives while they still have an opportunity. I'm not worried about what my legacy is. I'm more worried about helping people now get through whatever they need to get through, because it is possible. And a lot of people that are sober don't do what I do and speak up about the shit. A lot of sober people, I'll talk to them and they'll go, yeah. And I'm like, well, why don't you? It's like with her. I told her, if you were really sober, nerd, you would be on YouTube with a channel bigger than mine, and you wouldn't be able to contain yourself, okay? Because you would have such a overbearing, abundance of joy in your heart about what God's done for you that you wouldn't be able to contain yourself if you were sober. If you really had a spiritual reawakening or whatever, you know, if you really had a Jesus experience like I did, a Holy Spirit experience where you were born again, you would be on here talking about it, okay? Not appearing as an extra.